Okay, do you know how a lot of guys on the far left always talk about, we support women, therefore we want them to have free birth control so they can have as much sex as they want, or we support women so we want them to have free abortions in case they get pregnant, because you can't force a woman to have a baby. And a lot of the far left, the premise is focusing on the woman and the vagina. Okay, the woman is some kind of slut or whore in their eyes. And they say that they support women. But when you get to the gun control debate, that's where their true sexism is shown. Members of the far left say, women are too fragile to shoot guns, women can't shoot guns, women can't defend themselves. And we've seen gun control advocates talking about a young protege, a young shooter in New Jersey. They say, well, women, kids and women, they can't do these. And these are often women gun control advocates that are attacking their fellow women. Women can't shoot, women can't defend themselves, women should just piss on themselves when a guy tries to rape them. And that's their ideology. A woman cannot shoot. A woman is helpless. Okay. Melody. Now, Melody's not on YouTube as much as she's on Facebook. But we all know Melody. And I've actually told Melody a few times, if we ever do force on force training together, that'll happen. She has to take her shoes off. I've actually told her that. I'm not even joking. You've all seen these videos of Melody doing force on force training, doing tactical this and that bullshit. You've seen the instructor come out with the fucking helmet and all the padding, like a fucking sumo wrestler. And then he'll just tell Melody, hey baby, I'm gonna rape you. And then she just goes fucking apeshit on him. The balls, the ribs, the face, just absolute fucking, she's this friggin' big. And she's fist fighting with instructors that are 50 pounds heavier than I am. And it's like watching Ronda Rousey because she's always on. And Melody shoots pretty much every type of gun you can think of. She instructs. She teaches numerous classes. She takes numerous classes. We've seen her detail strip 1911s. Okay, she's a very, very prominent shooter. Her husband was in the Marine Corps. She trains with him. She's trained with Navy SEALs. Okay, Melody is a very, very prominent woman in the shooting sports. Also, my friend Gabby Franco is the only woman to make it to green shirts on Top Shot, and that allowed her to come back for Top Shot All-Star. The only woman to do so. Gabby was knocked out of her first Top Shot match by a guy, and when she came back for the All-Stars, she knocked him out. He was a United States Marine. And she outshot in an elimination match a United States Marine. Fate of Destiny. Destiny, I guess, is an average size. I don't know how her height-weight ratio, but she's an average size person, woman. We see her shoot every type of firearm. Barry and Eric, Barry was involved. That's how long ago it's been. Talk about the 500 Magnum. How shooting the 500 Magnum is a big guy shoot it. They shoot 2 shots. They bring it back. They don't want to shoot it anymore. Destiny has shot 500 Magnums single hand. When most men can't control a 57 Magnum single hand. Okay, we've seen her shoot long range rifles. She took, I don't want to call it a 1911 because it's 9mm, but she took a 9mm Springfield gun at SHOT Show, and the torso metal target, the little face plate. She put 2 magazines on the face plate. My hometown, we have an officer, I talked about her before. I've seen this woman in a skirt. I've seen this woman standing up barefoot. She's 5'2", about less than 110 pounds. And she was very, very lucky. She's 4 years older than I am. Years ago, she took the police test, and she was fortunate enough to get a very high score and be close to the hiring list, and she was on the job at about 23. And after she's been on the job for about a year, she was in a situation where a guy pulled a rifle on her. Now, a colostomy bag, when you eat, the food goes in your stomach and your intestines all in here, and then the food comes out as poop. Well, if you have a hole in your intestine, you get a colostomy bag, which is a plastic tube inserted into your body, and there's a nozzle coming out of your skin. And you connect the plastic bag to that nozzle, and when you shit, the shit goes into the plastic bag. So, hopefully you won't have to take a shit while you're out in public. Very nasty. Now, like I said, this guy pulled a rifle on her, and today he wears a colostomy bag. And every time he puts on the colostomy bag and takes off the colostomy bag and takes a shit in the colostomy bag, what does he see? He's seeing a 5'2", 110-pound woman. And she is the only police officer on the job in my hometown that has shot someone while on the job. A lot of officers were in the military overseas, and then they came back and became police officers, but being a police officer wearing the police uniform, she is the only one on duty today that has actually shot someone, and she received our second highest award for our department. During World War II, the Russian army fielded battalions of female snipers. 2 of those female snipers got Russia's highest award, which would be like our Medal of Honor. They were injured, the enemy was advancing, and they set off hand grenades, killing themselves and killing enemies. The enemy, as the enemy approached them. They figured they were going to die anyway, they might as well take the enemy with them. And the most prominent of them is, get the right pronunciation here, Lyudmila Pavlichenko. Lyudmila Pavlichenko. She was one of the greatest snipers in world history. Now, Chris Kyle, who obviously I have great respect for, had 160 confirmed enemy kills, which means there was a witness or a body or a videotape or there was some evidence that proved scientifically this enemy was killed. Then they had the unconfirmed, which is where he shoots a guy and talks about it later, but no one can confirm it. Or they shoot a guy and the guy crawls behind the building and falls down, but they don't know if he's dead or not. Now, Pavlichenko, now Chris Kyle also said many times, he had these extremely expensive rifles, high-powered scopes, this Hydra shock, turbocharged, all this fucking bullshit in the rifle to make the rifle almost human. He actually said at one point, I'm a monkey on a crank. The rifle does most of the work for me. Pavlichenko had a Mosin Nagant, which is today what, a $200 deer rifle? Eric, my Iraq veteran, 8888, says he buys, sells, and trades Mosins all the time, often under $200. 5-round Super Clip magazine, and Super Clip fed into the action. And Pavlichenko has 309 confirmed kills. To put that into perspective, she nearly doubles Chris Kyle. And all these Russian girls were in their early 20s. Some of them were 19, one of them was 17. These little fucking Russian girls, they were 115, 120 pounds. They're 5'3", 5'4". They're running around fucking bombed out cities, capping off German troops. Gina Sam, who I follow on Facebook, if I follow on Twitter, she follows me on Twitter. Gina Sam was a former police officer, former store detective, former parole officer. She did everything. Gina Sam was working as a temple security guard at one of those church compounds. You know, the massive church where you had several acres and parking lots and playgrounds and the church itself and community centers and the children's center and the mess hall. I mean, these massive miniature cities. Okay? Well, Gina Sam was working as a security guard for one of them. And she was going to take a mental health day one Sunday. I don't want to go to work today, fuck it. But then she found out there was an individual who went to some religious organization, kind of like a community center, and he shot 4 people, injured 2, and killed 2. Now, I am a living legend in my hometown. My sixth sense, my ability to cheat death, my ability to save others from death. Gina Sam makes me look like a positive novice. There's no other way for me to say that. Her sixth sense told her this individual who's still on the run is going to go to her church compound, and she called off the mental health day and went to work. Now, if you read Jean's book, she'll tell you every twist and turn and shot and this and that and all the goings on of the situation. But the punchline is the individual again attacked several people outside the compound in the parking area, killed 2, injured a few others. There were a total of 5 deaths that day between the 2 shooting locations, including the suspect. The other injured survived, thank God. And this individual tried to set up a smoke bomb at one entranceway in order to distract security and others. Gina Sam did not fall for that shit. And when he set the smoke bomb off, she remained where she was. And when he came through, she was there to wait for him. And long story short, they did engage. Remember Pulp Fiction, when Samuel L. Jackson says, God came down from heaven and stopped these motherfucking bullets? That was the situation she was in. The suspect was firing a rifle at her, and the bullets were in the wall where her body should have been. He missed. She didn't. She mortally wounded him, and as she attempted to capture him, he checked out. We do not know how many people Gene saved. We will never know. Because he would have shot until he ran out of ammo, and then he would have been bashing guys with the rifle. Now maybe someone else would have stopped him, maybe not. There were other security guards in the compound, you never know, but the punchline is Gene saved more people than myself and any 3 colleagues put together could. We will never know her real score. And I can go on forever. We could talk about Lena Michalek, Jerry's daughter. Daughter of the greatest living handgun shooter. Competition shooter in her own right. You know. We could talk about 2 women, 2 female officers who graduated West Point and ended up graduating the first Ranger class that accepted women. Here's the problem. The far left is a bunch of sexist fucking pigs. And those on the women of the far left are the worst of all of them. Far left women are a lot more sexist than far left men. Because they bring their own kind down. There's all this girl power shit. There's this fucking Spice Girls, girl power, girls rule. Okay? Yeah. I support women, therefore they should have birth control so they can have sex. Because they like that. but a woman is totally helpless and totally useless and can't use a gun. The problem is, just because you're a scum-sucking pig, just because you're low and degrading and filthy, does not give you an excuse to bring women who are obviously better than you morally, obviously better than you skillfully. It does not give you an excuse to bring women down to your level. If you see a woman or women who are capable of handling a firearm, capable of engaging in combat with men, capable of saving their own life, capable of saving other lives, when you try to bring them down, reach up, because they're a lot higher than you, and bring them down to your level, which is lower than shit, okay? That doesn't reflect good on you. And let me tell you something right now. All these so-called feminist women that are like, girls can't shoot, women are weak and helpless, okay? Well, you know what? Fuck the guns and fuck the knives, okay? Let's take any of the women I mentioned. Destiny, my friend from Yonkers, a police sergeant, she's a sergeant now. Gina Song, Melody, Gabby Franco. Pavlichenko's been dead for decades, but let's take any of the women that I mentioned that are still alive, and let's put you in a room with them. No knives, no guns, just bare hands and feet. And let's see how good you are. Okay? Any of those women, any of those women I mentioned, I will take any of those women, bare hands and feet, in a room, close the door. Let's see if your mouth matches your skill. You attack someone that has skills that you lack. That's basically what it is. Thank you. My battery's running low here. Thank you.